And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I feel like now is the appropriate time to finally install the grill that I've had sitting in my living room for the past week and a half or 2 weeks, something like that. Side note, peek the clearance going on back here. So we have maybe, I don't know, 2.5 inches from the wall. And I'd say maybe another 2 inches in the front. So yeah, it's tight. We have 1,112 miles. That means it's officially time to remove this new car tag thingy. Boom. Just like that, it is officially a used truck. I have one goal in life each and every time I pull out of the garage with the Z parked next to it. It's not hit either the garage door or the Z. Now, side note, I have a 7-foot tall garage and my truck fits perfectly with inches on inches to spare on the roof line. So 4-inch lift kit, 35-inch tires, and my truck fits just fine. And take one final good look of the front end of the Silverado as it sits right now, because by the end of today, this thing is getting a complete facelift, replacing the grill inserts right here, all this plastic mesh right here with the T-Rex grill. Bed liner is all cured up now officially. It's been a week, so let's see how it looks now that it's all cured up. Oh my gosh, it still reeks. Spot that was right here, I can't really see much anymore. I can barely see that there's a little bit more here than there was anywhere else. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is an A1 job for a first timer. I mean, the main purpose of a bed liner anyways is to protect the bed from getting scratched up and then it rusting. So this should protect us from any of that happening. So we're good. I did order some amp running boards for this truck as well. The retractable automatically drop down and retract when the truck's doors are closed. Those should be here sometime in the next month and a half. They're about 6 weeks on back order, so hopefully sooner, but they'll get here when they get here, I guess. In the meantime, let's get back down to the house, pull the truck in the garage, and install that front grille. Alrighty guys, so in this tube right here, I have a sample of that matte dynamic lime green from KPMF that I was gonna be doing on the Silverado. I also got some forged carbon fiber wrap as well for some little detail accent on this truck as well. I do plan to wrap the interior and probably rewrap the bow tie and the mirror caps with this forged carbon fiber. So I did some researching on the internet to find another Silverado like mine if it had been done in like a bright green or something along those lines, so I can get an idea of what this truck would look like with that color on it. So while I was looking around for another Silverado wrap in a similar color to the dynamic lime green, I stumbled upon a fellow YouTuber who had wrapped his new body Silverado in highlighter yellow. Now I was going based off the photo of the Raptor that I found online. That looked way different than I was imagining it looking on my truck. And I think the main problem with that is I'm not wrapping a lot of the panels on this truck, such as that front and rear bumper and grille, and I'm wrapping the mirror caps in the forged carbon fiber. So there's gonna be less green going on, as well as my rooftop staying black as well. I think that made it look a whole lot different than it looks like on that Raptor. That being said, I did choose a new wrap. It's a color flipping wrap similar to the one I had on my 2019 Silverado before. That was satin flip volcanic flare that changed between two colors, red and gold. This one changes between two colors as well. I will show you guys that when it arrives. I'm placing the order probably sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. So it should be here in the next week, and then we'll get that installed sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I know initially I said that was gonna be more of the cherry on top of the build, but I kinda want the wrap done sooner than later because the truck, even though it looks pretty sick all blacked out, it needs a wrap. But I mean, since we have the matte dynamic lime green here in person, let's see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, what? Dude, that is an insane color. Okay, I might withdraw my last statement. That is insane. I don't know. We might end up doing it actually. This is pretty sick. I've also never used KPMF before, so it's gonna be a little experimental for me using a new brand. A lot of shops use KPMF, so I think it's pretty good material. I've just never used it before. I've only ever used 3M and Avery. So, well, there we have it. There is the KPMF matte dynamic lime green. This color is nuts. So this grill does come with light bars integrated to it, so it does have a wiring harness included too. Wow, dude, look at this thing. Such a nice powder coat on it. The light bars right there. Dude, it's all one piece too, which is great, which should make this a lot easier to install because that old one should come out one piece as well. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out in a minute. But dude, look at this thing. I love that like honeycomb design. Has a tighter honeycomb style mesh right there. And the 2 light bars, dude. It's not actually blue, that's a protective layer on top. We'll take that off once we're done installing it. But yeah, step number 1, we need to remove the old grill. Alrighty, so step number one is to remove the hood latch handle right here with the 2 Torx screws, and this thing should come right off. Like that. The next step is to remove this plastic radiator cover piece right here by removing all these retainer clips right here. All 10 of those retainer clips are now removed. This thing should come right off now. Alrighty, so now we have to remove these 4 bolts right here with a 10 mil head, and then after that, the entire rest of the grill is fastened on with clips, so all we have to do is pull the grill towards us, and it should break free. Alright, so now it's time to separate the mesh from the center bar right here. So there's 2 bolts right here on either side of this grill. Then there's a bunch of tabs right here. So I think these 2 come out, and then I untab all of these right here, and this thing should separate from there. The best thing to do here is to take a flathead screwdriver and just kind of push that plastic piece out from underneath the clip there. And just like that, the center bar has been separated from the grill. That was actually really easy. Now I'm gonna put this aside for now and start assembling the new grill from T-Rex. So we have some instructions in here, which I haven't looked at yet because so far this is pretty straightforward. We have a nice sticker and then some hardware as well. So I'm sure we're gonna need this to mount up that lower mounting bracket right here. To these threads, there is 6 of them on the bottom and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on top. And there's 2 of these that go on top. So before I install the lower mounting bracket to the rest of the grill, there should be some metal clips in here that I attach to this lower mounting bracket that clips onto the truck. There's 3 clips in here that are unique to the bottom mounting bracket. So we're gonna throw these on first. So I'm gonna use an end wrench to tighten down the end 2 bolts because they're a little tight to get access to with that bracket in the way right there. So I'm gonna use an end wrench to do the final tightening. All right, so all the mounting brackets have been installed onto the grill. Now it's time to mount the grill onto the crossbar. Dude, this thing is heavy. Alright, so these are a nuisance to get on. It definitely helps to use some kind of tool to like hammer it on there. But everything's secure now. This should be good to go for the next step. I think what I'll do is run the wiring harness from just leaving it in the engine bay somewhere and then running it through maybe that hole right there. That way we have access without this in the way. We can run that wiring through maybe that gap right there and then plug it into the light bar itself. And then we can worry about wiring it up after we install the grill. Dang, that's a nice wiring harness right there. And a nice switch too. So we don't need to like replace the switch or anything like that. The radiator cover off and the front grill, it's probably easier to run the wiring harness right now. I'm not gonna install it yet, I'll probably do that last, but at least I can run the wires through and get them plugged in. So this should be good right here, and I'll probably zip tie it right there to the sides, keep it nice and clean so it's not in the way of the active shutters here. I'm not gonna zip tie it too tight, that way I can still kind of pull it through if it's in need of like less slack or more slack or something like that. So we're gonna 2 zip ties right here, kind of onto this set of wiring right here, and keep things nice and clean and out of the way of the grill, of the airflow. Oh my, dude, this thing is heavy. What? There we go. Oh my gosh, dude, that looks so sick. All right, let's take off the protective blue liner here to get the full experience. I'm so hyped right now. Oh my gosh, dude, that looks so sick. Wow, what an improved look right there. This came out so much better than I was expecting. I love it. So even this like silver bit right here, I actually think that's really cool looking. I thought it would be a little bit like, I wasn't sure about it, to be honest, at first, but it goes really nice with the like beadlock look on the wheels there. and it's just the right amount of silver. I think it's a really nice touch, and this honeycomb design I think looks so good. I ended up running the wiring up the driver's side here, which I should have gone the passenger side because I didn't realize the battery here is on the passenger side of the engine bay, but we have plenty of wiring in the wiring harness to run it to the battery. So what I ended up doing was running it up the driver's side here and zip tying it here to all that wire cover there, that wiring sleeve right there. And then I ran it to the back side here and zip tied it here, zip tied it here, and now I have to just run it to the battery and wire up. We have, let's see, a positive, a negative, and a relay. So we'll just run this to the battery and then run the switch into the cab of the truck, which I might have to extend because off the relay here, there's like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet of wire into the toggle switch there. So definitely have to extend this wiring, which is no problem at all. But that's the last part of this installation and we are good to go. Dude, this thing came out so sick. I am impressed with just how everything fits. All the gapping is basically perfect. Only difference is on the very bottom here, there's a difference in the gap from OEM to this one here, but it's not bad. There's more of a gap, but it's not like a bad gap at all. Dude, I am stoked right now. I'm so stoked. Alrighty guys, so I went ahead and ran up the wiring harness directly to the positive terminal there on the battery, and then I grounded it right outside there on that bolt. And with the battery cover on, I'm able to feed the wire directly out the backside right there through the little opening. And all that's left now to do is clean up all this wiring and run the switch through the passenger side of the firewall. But I'm definitely gonna need to feed more wire to the switch because they didn't quite give us enough to run through the passenger side firewall and over to the driver's side in the cab. So gonna have to feed some wiring to the switch from these wires here. I'm gonna go ahead and extend those. But for right now, it's enough to see if these light bars work. And let me tell you, they definitely work. So we're all good there for now until we clean that up. And now I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the radiator cover, the hood latch, and then we're good to go. Alrighty guys, so just like that, everything has been nicely installed here in the front end. The grill came out absolutely amazing. All the gaps look perfect. The fitment is absolutely amazing. It looks like an OEM upgraded option. Came out absolutely perfect. Even the wiring harness is all wired in. The only thing left to do on that is to run that toggle switch through the passenger side of the firewall and then run that down to the driver's side, figure out a clean place to install that toggle switch, and that's all there is to the wiring part of it. But everything else came out absolutely perfect. Now the next thing I want to do is pull the forged carbon fiber wrap here out of the packaging and then install it here in the bow tie. So I'm going to rewrap the bow tie from the jumbo woodland camo here to the forged carbon fiber, as well as wrapping the mirror caps in the forged carbon fiber as well. But dude, I cannot get over how much better this grill looks than that OEM mesh or whatever you call that type of like grill. I don't even know, but this is like a huge upgrade. I am so stoked on this right now. I mean, it's expensive. This grill is pretty pricey, but like for the quality, it's like super heavy, super high quality. It comes with those light bars installed, integrated into the actual grill. I mean, this is a really nice grill and there's not a ton of options out there for aftermarket grills on the new body Silverado. So honestly, I'm happy with paying what I paid for it. All right, so let's see what this forged carbon fiber wrap looks like here in person. Check this out. What? How convincing is that right there? That looks like real forged carbon, especially in that matte finish too. How sick does that look? All right, so first things first, I'm gonna wrap that bow tie and then moving on to wrapping the mirror caps. Just like that, the forged carbon fiber wrap here on the mirror caps looks so sick. I like how it blends in more now with the rest of the mirror assembly, which is a plastic. And of course here the bow tie. Dude, looks so sick. Dude, this thing came out so tight. I'm so hyped right now. And this grill was overall pretty easy to install from start to finish. I mean, it took me a couple of hours. So overall, a pretty easy install. But we are losing sunlight today. So I will see you guys tomorrow when we have the proper sunlight to showcase the new grill and the forged carbon fiber wrap. But before the sunlight hits, I'm out here because I want to see what these light bars here can do at night. Now, it's not like dumb dark out here. There's some, there's some parking lot lights, but it's darker than it is lighter. So I want to turn these light bars on here and see if they were worth paying the little premium for that integrated light bar there in the grill. I think it looks cool, so there's that part, but I want to see if they're actually of some decent quality. So I'm gonna go ahead and fire these up real quick. Also, the light switch is still under the hood of the truck. I haven't gotten around to running that wiring harness through the firewall. I also need to figure out if there's a firewall on the passenger side or if I need to run that wire to the driver's side and go through the firewall on that side. I'm not too entirely sure what the setup is on this truck, but I'll figure that out in the next day or two. In the meantime, the switch is nice and organized here under the hood. So we have to pop the hood to turn these things on. So yeah, don't make fun of me, but that's how we're doing it. Anyways, let's see what these light bars here can do at night. Oh my gosh. Dang, dude. Definitely a spotlight type of deal. Wow. Dude, that is nuts. And like I said, it's not super dark in this parking lot. It's pretty lit up, especially right here. And we're right next to that lamp, but dude, you can still see these lamps like loud and clear. That is crazy. Oh dude, nope, can't stand there and look that way. So I think I might want to go ahead and adjust that driver's side light bar up a little bit. Probably both of them to get some more range, or at least driver's side. But yeah, these things definitely, they're bright. They are definitely bright. Now, just to compare, let's go ahead and turn these off really quick. So let's catch one more glimpse of what it looks like with the light bar on, and then we'll turn the headlights on and kind of compare. And there you have the headlights. So as you can see, I mean, the headlights are pretty, I mean, on this truck, these headlights are like dumb bright. They are like super bright for factory headlights. I get flashed all the time when I'm driving towards cars. These headlights, they go far. That was the headlights, and then these are the light bar lights. So definitely a pretty decent amount of light output right there for something that's pretty small. Now let's do both the light bar lights and then also combined with the headlights. And yeah, you can still see the light bar lighting is definitely overpowering the headlights. So yeah, they're bright. Dude, these things are obnoxiously bright. Now, I do have more lighting sitting in my garage for this truck right now. I have some underglow strips that change colors to any color you want via Bluetooth on your phone. That's going on sometime relatively soon as well. It's not priority right now, but that is definitely gonna be happening sometime in the near future. I think lights are awesome. Fun fact, light was actually my first word. When I was a kid, I used to put those rope lights underneath my bed in my windows all year long. I am a big fan of lighting, so I'm all about stuff like this. It's super fun to me, and yeah, I will have some underglow lighting sometime in the very near future. I thought about doing the rock lights, but I don't really want to light up the wheel wells as much as I want to light up the underneath of the truck. Now I have 4 strips for a truck, so it'll fit front, back, and then left and right. But I think I'm only gonna run it on the driver and passenger side. You can also wire these up to the door. When it opens, it lights up just white. So that's pretty cool right there. But yeah, sometime in the very near future, we'll go ahead and wire those up. But in the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow for a showcasing of the new grill. Dude, this thing completely blew my expectations out of the water. This grill is so sick. It completely changed the entire look of the front end, dude. Overall, super nice quality. The fitment is absolutely on point. So 5 stars for me across the board. And check out this forged carbon fiber wrap there on the bow tie. as well as the mirror caps. These look so sick. And I love how it's a matte finish because that blends in better with the rest of the mirror assembly, which is plastic. So it just looks like a much better flow of like finish and whatnot. I think it looks so sick. It's not super loud and aggressive, but when you see it, you're like, dude, that looks so sick. Wow. What a difference right there. Now, unfortunately, those two little boxes I showed you guys at the end of the last video, I'm not gonna have time to install those today because I have to get it back home right now and show my 370Z, which is currently for sale, to a potential buyer. So it's more than likely getting sold today because they sound pretty serious about it. So we'll do that in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Following shortly after that, we're gonna have to remove that air dam down there as well to increase our front end ground clearance, that approach angle and all that good stuff, and show more of that tire coming at you. So a lot of cool things coming for this truck. Make sure your post notifications are on. But that is all I have for you guys today. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, peace out.